that sounded better.
April 4th, 2010. VGN Radio presents Midwest Wasteland with your hosts, Kevin Baird,
Don Anderson,
and Don Cease.
Tonight's topics, what's gross? All right, so Larry is connected, but...
Can you hear me now?
Oh, we can hear Larry now. Okay. Yay!
Nope.
And
Larry Mack.
And Brian hasn't...
And Larry Mack.
There you go.
We're going to try to ring Brian again and see if he picks up this time.
You know there's no point.
He did launch Skype, so, we assume that he wants to be on the show, but he's probably getting something out of the microwave, like a pizza.
And he was talking at one point.
Or something. Was he talking? On Skype? Oh.
Yeah.
Was that him whistling?
No, he said he was eating or something.
No, that was me.
Yeah, but then I thought Brian said he was just finishing his meal.
No.
Oh, that's
Or
nice.
unless that was you.
No,
Yeah, that was me.
he didn't pick up yet. Tonight's topic is stuff that's gross, guys. Hope you got stories about things that you've seen or witnessed in your life or have been part of that are gross. And we're going to probably go around and do a... because there's no real way to frame it. What's the grossest thing you remember as a child? I'm not going to do that.
Between the ages of 8 and 12.
So
Tell me about your drunk uncle.
We'll just go around and we'll just keep asking stories until everybody's out of stories or we run out of time. Also, in the future, we want to start the show about 5 minutes. I want to get everybody on about 5 minutes earlier, so 7:55. If you come in late like Brian is right now, there's nothing I can do about it. That's fine. But the reason is because I want to start recording when Blog Talk Radio launches, so we have the full 2 hours, because we're getting rid of the Shoutcast streams, and the live listeners, when the Blog Talk Radio gets disconnected, they will no longer be able to hear us. So I'd like to be able to just get the show... I mean, I'm sure all you guys want to get the show done in the 2 hour time frame, too. So the plan is now is just to launch the show for hell or high water like we did today.
Go, go, go. No.
Right. So if you can just get online like 5 minutes earlier, 7:55, that would be great. I would just like to start it just that extra 5 minutes. If you're not there, I'll add you when you show up, but like I'm doing with Brian here, but it's no big deal. I'll keep doing show notes until he shows up. We're going to do another Midwest Wasteland in 2 weeks. April 18th, that will be the military episode. Anderson and Cease, you guys have the night off. That's in 2 weeks. Video game news, radio is next week. But in 2 weeks, we're doing the military episode. Larry, Brian, Bill Bailey probably will be joining us. Bill's friend probably will be joining us, as well as a guest, codenamed Sniper, will be joining us to talk about fun stuff. No, not Snipinator, actually. Actually, this guy spells sniper with an X on the front. But he's active, and so he doesn't want to use his real name for obvious reasons when he tells stories.
Because he's going to give us top secret shit?
Well, he just doesn't want some commander making him... how did you get kicked out of the Army, Larry? Tell that story again. No. Something like that. So that'll be in 2 weeks. That's the military episode. If Bailey cancels on us again and Bailey's friend doesn't show up, we're still going to do it with the 3 people we have. I have asked Corey Coleman to be on, but he never got back to me. I'm going to try and send him out a reminder email, see if he'll get back to me about it.
He was in the military?
Yeah, he's in the Guard.
Oh, that's not the military.
So, well, these days it is. Because you go away for forever. Okay, and let's see. The chat, if you are listening live, the chat is at blogtalkradio.com/VGN. And you can join the rest of the listeners in the chat room, including you guys, the hosts, if you guys are bored.
I'm trying to get on, but for some reason my computer won't let me go. It's making me stay on Facebook.
Doesn't like you.
Red
Troll is asking, can I set Blog Talk to 3 hours? No. Apparently I cannot. I think it has something to do with the time slot that I'm in. Because I choose the 8 o'clock time slot to give me 2 hours. Now, see, I have 2 hours. Hello, Brian. You're very quiet, though.
Give me a second. Okay.
Yeah, okay. The reason is it's like 8 to 10, and then I can do sports, which is 10 to 12. But in order to launch sports, I have to stop the show. I have to hang up on Blog Talk and then reconnect to Blog Talk. So I can't just use that whole 4 hours. I know that sucks, but that's just the way it rolls. I wish I could make it. Anderson,
That's the way we roll.
Can't you make your show like as long as you want, or do you have a limit?
No, there's a. I don't know what the limit is, because mine's at an hour and a half.
I thought,
Akuma's at 2.5.
Yeah, I thought Akuma's is like at 2.5, but I think it's because he starts the show at like 11. You know, or
Right, it could be because it's later.
People
I
weren't
don't know.
clamoring for that 1 o'clock time slot.
well, it's like you have to pay money to basically get that 8 o'clock time slot because it's always reserved. So they just.
I can get it.
Can you get it? Okay, maybe they changed it because when I tried to when I tried to do it, they were always like it's full or you can't get anything. So now it's like I can.
Well, you
always,
also have to remember.
Yeah, what's that?
You also have to remember that I'm Don Anderson and I get everything for free everywhere I go.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Also, if you guys ever try to like Cease just tried to call me a little while ago on my cell phone, AT&T doesn't cover where I live now.
Nice.
So you have to use the house phone if you know I'm here. And it goes with text messaging too. I'll eventually get it because the sun will send
Wait, how the hell did I
sunspot.
text you yesterday then?
It depends on where I'm at. Well, no, because when did you text me? When I was here or at the other place?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When we were on our way.
if I'm outside, it's fine. But because the house is covered with aluminum siding and everything, that's just enough to eat it. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how Cindy's always was. In the kitchen, I could talk on the phone. Downstairs, no.
Right.
Living room, maybe, if I was by the window.
They're putting in AT&T is actually putting in a tower at the local elementary school to supply this area. But as you can imagine,
fry all the children. That's good.
yeah, exactly. Work hasn't begun yet, though. So don't be waiting on that. So yeah, house phone. If you don't know the number, I can give it to you later.
Just give it to us now.
This elementary school are having large tumors or something.
Yeah.
Just give us the number now so the fans can call too.
Yeah, sure. All night. Not that they would do that. 'Cause
Kevin, awesome show. Bye.
Wait a minute.
better things to do with their
So
time.
is it the same house number?
Yes. Yeah, the same
is
one
it?
we had before. Yeah.
It's
So don't try it. So you're saying don't do the cell phone if we know you're at home.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you know it's broadcast night, like it is tonight, try the home
Right.
phone first. That's all.
Which you won't answer.
Yeah, you can text me, but like Larry said, it just depends on where I'm walking in the
It's the
house.
kryptonite.
Right. Okay. And yeah, if you're listening live, the Shoutcast stream has been canceled. It's going to go offline sometime around April 14th. We're going to continue to use it. We're using it tonight, but just getting rid of it because it's going to save me $240 a year. The raffle is still going
So I
on.
can hire a pool boy.
Yeah, at videogamenews.com. In the forums, in the general forum, there's a thing about the VGN raffle. I've got about 10 more games going to be adding. I'll be talking about those on the next videogamenews.com. All right, is Brian back with us?
yes.
Okay.
If you loan me 200, you still make 40 back. Never mind.
Well, I don't know. I don't even understand that.
You're like, what? What happened? Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So let's see, Brian. You're a little bit quiet. I'm so used to you being louder than everybody, and when you're this quiet,
I can't help that.
okay.
It is what it is.
What else
I'm
can
not
I
You
do?
gonna
sound all right to me there.
Yeah,
Sweet.
it's got to be your computer, Kevin.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll come out. It'll come out in the leveling later on. But not so much. Okay, let's start. We're doing gross stuff, and I figure we'll go around based on age on the show. Brian, did you want to
Kevin.
start? Do you have a gross story for us?
Where should I begin?
You can start anywhere you want. Just tell us. Oh wait, we lost Cease. Well, you can go ahead if you got it. I'll
God
try to
damn
get
it.
him back.
Gross
say it.
stuff. The grossest thing that I remembered early in elementary school where I just would pretty much throw up at the fucking drop of a hat. I don't know what it was. It's because I don't know. I like to say that I was, cuddled as a child, but that'd be nice. It's just, I just would look at stuff and want to vomit pretty much any time. And I had a thing where I used to eat liverwurst sandwiches all the time. It was
Yeah,
like, I was a little kid, I like liverwurst because, I don't know
think
why.
That would
Other-
explain the constant nausea.
that might be it, dude. Because everybody else I knew got peanut butter and jelly. And I don't know why, just, Brian, you're not You're American, but you're German too. So the other children, they're going to eat peanut butter jelly. So I make you the bratwurst or liverwurst sandwich. You know, and I'm like, okay, Mama, because it was better than anything else that the woman would make. You know, because God forbid, it looked like something that came out of a fucking Star Trek episode. Live test. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay.
Most men puke at the sight of live test.
So I was eating it, and I remembered that I must have had bad liverwurst, and it was like elementary school, and like most schools, it's not like you have your own cubicle, your own little room where you can just go off or sit off in the lawn. You're sitting in a room full of fucking streaming brats. I was one of them, and this time I wasn't feeling good at all, and I was sitting down at the lunch table, and all of a sudden I felt nauseated, and instead of getting up, as a normal child should do, and go to the trash can and vomiting there, I vomited all over the lunch table.
Nice.
And it wasn't just vomit, it was liverwurst vomit. So it had this beautiful smell
Of liverwurst
It was awful, dude.
and vomit.
But yeah.
That's a great combo right there, buddy.
Yeah, it was bad. So.
Okay. All right. That's gross.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anderson?
Well, I mean, we're going to start with childhood. I couldn't really come up with nothing like childhood wise.
I got nothing.
So that's a good way. That's a good place to start. Then.
Awesome.
I've never seen anything gross in my whole life.
I've never been grossed out by. No, I have been grossed out. But
Liar.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you think of a story,
I'm gonna let you know. I mean, no, I got something from when I was like in high school and stuff. When I fell on that thing at work, and you know what I mean. I got stuff from when I was older, but
when your armpit
nothing when I
exploded, yeah.
right.
Dude,
you know?
we're not doing childhood. We're doing we're just
Brian
doing
started there.
Yeah, we're just doing stories. So you just
All right,
do.
well, that's okay. Then good. Okay, so fair enough.
You can do it wherever you. It doesn't matter where you go.
Right. Okay.
You can go into the future. Oh, my phone's ringing, so I'm going to mute my mic. Go ahead, though.
Just go ahead.
Masterpiece Theater. Kevin will be describing what it is that amuses him.
Welcome to Inside the Actors Studio with James
Masterpiece
Lipton.
Theater.
Yeah, my computer's like completely.
So, yeah,
Apparently, Don is calling Kevin.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Cease is calling Baird, and I'm sorry, Baird's brother, and that, or no, Brian, you're Baird's brother, right? Right. Okay.
No, Kevin is Bear's brother. I'm Beard.
Fuck, I had it wrong. Okay, I'm going to say that Cease is calling Baird's brother, and he forgot to mute his microphone. See how I divert the attention away from myself?
I muted my microphone. It must have been Cease's mic because his was still on. He said it was fucking up.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Yeah, we heard that.
Okay. I didn't know because I wasn't listening.
So this one time in Oklahoma, me and Kevin Rom were sitting there watching this a football game, and the running back, this is
Hey,
I guess it's just
it's going to ring.
Tell me it does.
I'm just saying it's going to ring.
Oh, okay. I'll wait.
Because I got to call the cell.
Luigi's Pizza.
I usually don't tell you guys. I just let it ring, but I thought you might snap at this point with all the interruptions. So. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Don.
Finely oiled machine.
So we were watching this football game, and the running back he took the handoff and he planted his one foot, and from the knee down, the leg stayed in the same spot, and the rest of his body just kept going. So his knee bent completely the wrong way.
I saw that.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Yeah, it was so bad it made me puke because I was just
Really?
like, oh my god, because I saw it when it first happened. I was like, holy shit, his fucking leg's broken. And then nobody none of the announcers ever notice anything. They're always like, let's see the replay on that. And they're like, oh my god, I think I saw something there. And it's like, dumbass, I already saw it twice now. And I was just like, no wonder I'm puking. And so, they showed it a second time, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, show that again. And they showed it a third time. And they're like, oh my god, his leg is broken. That's why he's hurt. And it's like, fucking I'm puking in the bathroom. Like, I'm looking at Kevin Rom. I'm like, dude, can you turn the air conditioner on? I feel hot. Starting to sweat. He's like, I guess so. And I'm like, no. I'm like, make it cold in here instantly. And then I just got up and was like, went straight to the bathroom. It was just, came back. He's like, "What was that all about?" I was like, "Dude, that was the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life." I'm like, I never want to see that again because you know when you see a person's leg bend unnaturally in the wrong direction, that'll mess you up.
Oh, yes.
All right. That takes us to Larry.
Actually, I was
have
probably
any
watching that
gross
game,
stories.
although I've certainly seen hyperextended
You
knees a
vomit
bunch
too?
of times. Well, no, I didn't vomit from it. The one I always remember, it was Napoleon McCallum that did it, and he
Right, that's it. The Raiders game.
he like went down, and it was like one of the blockers was laying on the bottom half of his leg, and he was laying on top of that guy. I was like, ugh. But
He was looking at his toes.
yeah, but
Looking at his own toes.
since everybody decided to start off with a rousing round of vomit stories,
Why wouldn't we?
yeah,
Nice. All right.
my personal favorite case of food poisoning, which you get a lot when you eat the garbage that I tend to eat, you know, foraging in trash cans and whatnot. I got home and you start off with that kind of grumbly belly, and you're like,
I get wet mouth. That's the first thing. I'm usually like,
this may not be good. I'm going to ignore it,
Yeah.
though. So I'm sitting there, and then finally you reach that point. It's like, yeah, I can't ignore this anymore. And I go to the bathroom, and it's like the fake puke, where I'm like, they're leaning over like, I got nothing.
you're putting it on next.
I got nothing. Here it comes. Nope, I still got nothing. Then all of a sudden, like in the middle of a heave, I'm like, oh, it's not going to be puke. So I got to
It's
spin
gonna be
around
shit.
and sit on the toilet. So I'm sitting there like, wait, nope, I still got nothing. And finally, it's like, nope, it's going to be puke again. And then I realized it was going to be both. I was like, oh no, what do I do now? And I remember my old bathroom. It so happened
Boom!
that the toilet faced the bathtub. So I just pulled back the shower curtain. I was sitting there like spewing into the tub while I was exploding into the toilet. And I did that for a good, I don't know. It seemed like hours. I'm sure it wasn't. But when it was finally over, I was like just dehydrated and weak and half curled up on the floor. And I'm sitting there like trying to hose off the shower with the shower head. And, you know, meanwhile, I can't do that because of the fumes. And so, good times.
It's a good thing you weren't facing the other direction, man. Can you imagine if you were trying to like poop in the tub and puke in the toilet? You're like, I'm going to puke, and you're like, oh no, and you put your ass up over the tub. Sorry.
All right, Cease.
Yeah. Well, since we're on that subject, I think I was like 4 years old. I had a new bed and decided to get the flu. And went to sleep feeling all shitty all day. You know, they feed you the damn, ginger ale all day long. You sip on it, and, you know, you try to eat toast, nothing works, you know. And you go to sleep. You finally fall asleep after trying to hold it all back, and I ended up waking up at like 10 o'clock the next morning, and everything I ate I was laying in. It was like, I open my eyes, and there's a nice big chunk laying in front of me.
Oh, man. Yes.
Big pile of it. I'm like all covered in it. I'm like, yeah! Mom comes in, Jesus Christ, you know, throws me in the tub. It's all pink and everything.
Oh.
Okay. Well, all right, I'll switch it from puke.
Just go straight to pooping.
Kevin Benoit and Mario Caruso worked at Little Caesars Pizza, the old one where you used to get two pizzas, you know, for one price. Because whatever today, it's more like a Giorgio's or whatever. You walk in and they just throw a pizza at you and you got a duck. Anyway, and they had gone outside and captured a grasshopper. And had smashed it through the pizza roller with the pizza dough and sold it to some guy.
Why not?
So, you know, check your
Was
food.
it cheap?
Nobody got busted. Nobody got in trouble. I don't know what anybody, you know, maybe somebody just thought it was an extra delicious pizza with the grass. I mean, you know, protein. What the hell?
Grasshoppers.
Yeah, I don't remember ordering, salad on my pizza.
It's the the kind of thing. I've worked in a lot of food places, like in my life, cooking and everything. And I really haven't had too many things where people did nasty stuff to the food intentionally to screw up a customer. That was one of the few times. I've heard stories, but I've never actually witnessed. Like, probably because I'd been the guy to be like, "Hey, you can't serve that," so they didn't do it around me. Wait till Barrett's gone. He's gonna fucking ruin it. That kind of thing. But yeah, no, not too much of it. Okay, Brian, do you have another story?
Speaking of like weird shit in food, I remember when you and when I just got out of the Navy, we went to Dairy Queen, and we sat down, and you looked at your Blizzard, and there was a fly in it. So it's not a super gross way. It's just I just found out their cleaning practices I found interesting. So I brought it back to the girl at the counter. So I can help you. Like, yeah, we ordered a milkshake, or we ordered the Blizzard, but we didn't order the insect. And so she looks at it, just like gives me like this look like you're a retard. Just reaches in and like picks it out, and then like was gonna hand it back to me. and I looked at her, with the look I had on my face wasn't a you're a stupid look. It's a you're moments away from you're just gonna die here at fucking Dairy Queen. I'm like no, no. I'd like another one, and I'm not paying for it. So they made him another one. But I'm like wondering, I'm like.
Kevin's in the background crying. I want my milkshake.
I was just like, so exactly.
Why do I got to be the crying kid and the fucking sobbing about the Dairy Queen?
I figured the way he makes it sound, he's like, I'm not paying. You're going to make him another one, and I'm not paying for it.
Makes it sound more pathetic.
I'm
like
thinking
he's the big hero.
No, it's Kevin was 16. It would have sounded like the big, yeah. There's my brother with the fucking helmet and the orange flag on his bike over there, yeah.
The water wings.
Yeah, Hey, I want a fly. Because if he was that guy, I would have just left the fly in it. Like, no, it's good. Come on, eat it.
Kevin like fly. All right.
I'm going to pet my fly.
Anderson?
Oh, it's me again.
Yes.
Okay. Speaking of food, I'm trying to figure out which one's better.
You're going to be all dramatic. You just fucked it up. That's great.
There was this guy who used to work at Chi-Chi's with us, and we used to call me Clips because he was a real big fat dude. Every time he walked in the break room, the lights went out. So he would come. He would make a big stink about like I need Friday off or I need Saturday off, and we'd all be like, "You're a big fat lazy motherfucker." And then he would come in to eat, and that's a rule. If you like request a day off and you work in a restaurant, if you request a day off, you do not set foot in that building once.
Yeah. This ain't the blueberry pie thing, is it? No, I'm kidding.
I hope not.
Or stand by me.
No. So it's like, so we're all, working, we're busy, we're working away, and then one of the servers comes in and goes, "Hey, Eclipse is out there with his wife," and blah, 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 blah. And we're like, "What?" And we all started flipping out. So we made him his chili con queso burro with some extra stuff in it. We scraped some shit. I don't even know where we got it from, the broiler or something like that.
Yeah, it's not nice.
And then the one dude kind of just, and then the one dude was like, one of those in there. And I think that was pretty much about it. It wasn't too much, you know what I mean? We were like, "You fucking," and then we cooked it and sent it out to him, and he ate it, and we all sat in the bus stand and we watched him eat.
Oh man, that's cold-blooded.
Food from the restaurant, and they're all stopping to watch you eat your food.
Get up and leave.
Don't bite. Don't do it.
Get up and leave.
Oh, yeah. That's not.
You said you wanted gross, right?
Yeah. No, that's tasty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
I didn't eat it. At least they didn't. I hope they didn't do that to me.
Yeah, you don't think you did.
Right.
Boy,
I did. They had me do it to myself by accident.
If you're
like, "Here, spit in this one," and then they're like, "Here you go, that's yours."
Yeah. If you work in a kitchen and you have enemies in that kitchen, don't go eat at that kitchen.
Right.
Oh no.
Simple rule, man. Don't pay attention.
Right.
Yeah.
The discount's not worth it, or whatever you're getting.
Here's another good idea. If you walk into it, and I'm not saying this like I do this or I know people who've done this, but it is just a known fact because you never know who is cooking your food. If you walk into a restaurant and you say, "Hey, are you guys still open? What time are you open till?" They say 11 o'clock, and you go, "Oh, it's 10:55. Cool, we just made it."
Yeah, you don't want it.
Don't do that. Yeah, just walk away then and go to White Castle or something because you're just not going to want to.
Not healthy. Okay.
I mean, it's not even that the people that do stuff. It's like it'll be like, oh shit, I need a glass. It's like, where can I get a glass? And they'll just grab the closest glass and just rinse it out and fucking white. You know what I mean? They won't even clean it or nothing, and just be like, fuck, I think I don't know.
I don't know why people do that anyway. Because do you really want the staff just staring at you, waiting for you to leave? You know, because they want to go. You know,
and then you're done eating, and you just sit there, and it's just like, are you for real? It's like, we closed half an hour ago.
Yeah, it's just people are weak. All right, but then again, the restaurant is open till Why is Dawn? Isn't it closed at 10:55? I don't know.
Smart ass.
Well,
whatever.
Mm-hmm. I know. I used to work in the thing. We used to hate when people came in. You're like, oh my god, who's it?
You'd be at Wendy's and you see that car come through the parking lot. Drive away! And they go, beep, beep, beep.
At the end of the fucking night when you're fucking cleaning up everything, like, we want food, and you get an asshole manager that won't tell them no. Like, all right.
Well, when I worked at the Sans Souci, it was screwed up because I worked in the cold food, and so I had to do desserts. So if somebody came in at the last minute, it's like, everybody was gone. You just have to sit there and wait for them to eat their meal and stuff, and then you gotta be like, do they want dessert? And they always did. You're like, what the fuck? Can we have half that, half a dessert, and can we have a half of another thing? Oh yeah, let me just do that for you.
How about you guys just like order it and split it? Well, we don't want that. Yeah, this isn't Burger King.
Well, they wanted split, but they wanted split on different plates. That was always the nightmare.
So you just bring on another plate and cut it in half with a big knife and just.
But it's not like a cake. It was always like some, because it was a fancy thing. So you always had to like do little designs and crap, and you had to so you have like a little round pastry, and then you have to like cut it into fours, put it on 4 different plates. It was bullshit. Anyway, hijacked Anderson's story, but it was. Larry, you got another one? No.
Yeah, I do, but
we're done.
Yeah, show's over. Thanks for doing it. No, okay, this isn't gross. I'm just gonna throw it in there as a follow up to Brian's. In my life, I've actually never, I don't think, found bugs in my food. Although it's possible that I just inhaled the food and never noticed them. But I do recall the one time. If you ever think you're going to get that authentic, homemade, home-prepared Italian food, I was at the Olive Garden, and I was there with ex-wife number 1, and she's eating whatever the hell she had, and she sticks her fork in and pulls it out, and there's the big chunk of plastic wrapper, because apparently they just nuked it. But so this isn't actually gross to most people, although I'm sure there are people out there who will be offended by it. But I think it fits. Quick bit of background. Vicky, my children's mother. When we first started dating, she refused to ever let me in her parents' house, and I found out later it was because she was offended by her mother's housekeeping and various other things that went on in her parents' house. So fast forward to my first Thanksgiving dinner at Vicky's parents at their new house. We go over, we get all seated around the table, and her mom's bringing the food out, and here comes Vicky's dad. Now, I will admit, I routinely go around barefoot in my house just because I do.
Shoes hurt.
Yeah. One thing that it has never occurred to me to do is have people over for Thanksgiving dinner and show up at the dinner table without a shirt.
Well, when you come out of the bathroom,
we're sitting there, and he comes on downstairs wearing a pair of jeans and sits down at the head of the table. I was like, really?
Starts scratching his chest over the fucking salad.
Pretty much. And it's like as soon as we left, we walked out the door, got in the car. Vicky's like, I don't want to hear it.
Well, sorry to tell you this, honey, but you're never ever going to not hear this.
Yeah. Sorry, honey, but for the next 10 years or so, you're going to hear it.
I've got all sorts of good shit coming your way. Just the second he entered the room, dude, you knew it was over.
Yeah, I was like, yes.
Of all the people you wouldn't want to never hear the end from, Larry would be the one, because Larry will never drop it. It'll be the thing that haunts you forever, every time. You know, Larry will just come to the table with no shirt on to crack a joke.
Yeah, what are you going to say? You grew up
I'm
with
the bad guy?
You used to it.
Yeah, you call me the chucklehead?
I'm trying to rekindle your childhood, honey.
I have respect for your elders. All right. Let's see. Cease?
Yes. I recall I was hanging out with Roger, and I believe Anoy was there. We were younger, I think about 11, and we found a dead possum. And we, flicking around with sticks and everything, we pushed it out to the middle of the street, and we watched cars drive by, hoping that one would finally, hit the fatal blow, even though it was dead already, So we're moving around, car passed by, and like, damn, moving around again, car passed by, go the other lane. I'm like, oh, fuck. Finally, this truck goes by and goes right over the center of the son of a bitch, and all the insides and the eyes decided to pop right at us.
Oh, man. Nasty.
We're like, that was it. We all had to leave. We're like, no, I'm going to go home. Oh. Stunk to high hell. There's fucking maggots and shit. It's like, oh.
That's awesome.
All right.
That's good stuff.
When I was a kid, like Brian, I used to throw up all the time, and I think part of it was the fact that like I
throw up first.
If you could figure out a way to like
once somebody gets that ball rolling,
that's a fucking roller coaster from hell, man.
When you're in elementary school, if you can successfully throw up, you get the day off. I mean, because basically nobody's going to like try and like disagree there. Maybe you'd be like, I don't feel well. Oh, and they feel your temperature and stuff, and you're like, well, okay, why don't you just go to class? But if you're like,
back in the day,
they're like, you're calling your folks and stuff. And I remember like these kids came into school and they had rubber vomit, and like I saw the rubber vomit and then I threw up. I was like, ah! And then
entirely fake looking rubber vomit.
Yeah, I mean, but I was a kid. I'm an idiot. So I remember calling up my dad, though. It was like the third time or something that I was pretending to be sick, even though I did throw up. And he just was on the phone with me. He's like, God damn it. You're not sick. Go back to class. And I was like, fuck. All right. There's
no getting out of that.
Yeah, there's like, that's it. You can only get your dad to pick you up so many times before it just doesn't work for you. So, not a really gross story, but I did bring that one up. Brian, you got another one?
Yeah, but this was not childhood. This was when I was driving south in my tractor trailer. In fact, it wasn't even my tractor because mine was in the shop, so I had to borrow this other guy's, right? So this is what you want to hear, right? You're fucking... Somebody borrows your truck, and as is typical for most animals of the planet that people are trying to save, they don't realize that the hardest thing that it is to keep, like, with animals that you don't want to, like deer and birds and all those tree huggers. They're like, we must do our best to protect them, but most of them are trying, like, how to kill themselves on you, And they just don't seem to fucking notice that hitting solid objects will destroy them. And I had this bird, I don't know what kind it was, because it didn't really... didn't leave enough of itself behind for me to make an accurate fucking guess. But a bird swooped in low, caught the fucking CB antenna aerial, and ripped itself in half.
Oh,
yeah, and it was in the driver's side. So hanging from the driver's side fucking side mirror is loops of intestine, a couple of guts, a lot of feathers, and a foot.
Yes.
I'm on a 2-lane road. I can't even pull up the side of the road to fucking flick at it. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to roll my window down and have that shit come in. I'll be like, if I have like a little fucking bird fucking intestine, so I go right in my fucking nose and shit, like, fuck that, I'll fucking throw up, dude. Wait. So I just drove down the road with this gory fucking ripped bird for like fucking an hour until I can finally get over. And I'm like, I gotta get, because I had to go to the fucking toll booth. I'm like, I can't have that sitting there.
You're like, hey, what's up? How much is that?
Yeah,
So I gotta pay extra for the dead bird, or
I will have fucking
you gonna eat that?
Fucking people tied to the fucking front of my goddamn, And it's like, what in the fuck, man? I'm like, why? First thing I'm thinking is, why not? I mean, why? Come on. His rest of his day could be like this. You got to be kidding me, man.
Awesome.
So yeah, that was pretty gross.
Anderson?
Well, when I first started working at Chi-Chi's Mexican Restaurante,
No wonder that place is
I was a
gone.
dishwasher.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly. That's where all my stories are coming from. So, when I first started there, I was a dishwasher. And I remember this guy, we'll just say his name, we'll call him Tony. But it's not the Tony that we all know, or that I know. But he was training me. And I remember, when you were doing dishes at Chi-Chi's, you had the glass racks on your left, so all the dishes came in from the left. And you had a wall in front of you. And you had a wall with a dish machine to the right of you, so it was like a horseshoe. You were right there in the middle of it. You know what I mean? So there was like no, you were back there all by yourself. There was no interruption. Interruptions. You were there. You were in the hole pretty much. And I remember going back there with him, and plates come in, and he goes, "Hey, look at that!" And there was like a piece of chicken breast left or something. Like they were cutting off what they wanted to eat, and they just, they were like, "Oh, I can't finish it," so they left a little nub, or off a fajita or something like that, a chajita, whatever they call them, and he just picks it up, pops it right in his mouth, and just chomps away.
Oh, God.
And I looked at him and I said, "Dude, that came off of somebody's fucking table." And he goes, "Yeah, well, they're not eating it." And I said, "All righty then." And, and then every so often you'd look down there, and he'd come walking out of there, and he'd be chewing on something, or he'd be, "Whoa, look at that." Like, "Oh, half a chimichanga," or something. And he'd eat the other half, and like eating off of or whatever. He's like, "Look, they cut up to this far." He goes, "If I just cut off what they cut off, I can eat the rest because they didn't touch it, right?" And I'm just like, "You're fucked up, dude. That's not right." And then I see that now even in the Cheesecake Factory. Because I'll go to throw something out, and the dishwashers, they're all Mexicans, and they'll be like, no, amigo. I'll be like, "What?" And they're like, no. It's like, "I'm going to throw it in the trash." It's like somebody, and they're like, no, put it on top. And they'll take it. They're like, "I'll take that in the back." And they grab it, they go in the back, and then you go back there, and there's like 5 guys surrounding a plate like a fucking bunch of zombies on a dead body. It's like, dude, it was like half an enchilada and a spoonful of rice. Come on, guys. Really? Are you that hungry? You work 3 jobs. I know you work a day shift at Chipotle.
I could use that free grub.
Right.
It's like that Seinfeld, where George gets the donut out of the trash and stuff gets caught.
Oh, I'm yeah. Don't worry, I got stories.
All right. Larry?
Yeah. Again, I'll follow Brian's thread. I used to walk on the train tracks a lot. I was living in Berea, which is this dinky little suburb of Cleveland that is completely encircled by train tracks and crisscrossed by train tracks. And if you're on foot, because I was still in high school and didn't have my license, if you're on foot, you got to walk on the train tracks. Otherwise, it's a pain in the ass to get anywhere, because I lived on the ass end of Berea, like down in the metro parks. So I used to walk on the train tracks. Yeah. And I was walking down the tracks, and up ahead, I see this like little. At first, I thought it was one of those like teaching things, like in Return of the Living Dead, in the medical supply warehouse where they have like the half a dog,
Right.
for illustration. I was like, "Dude, what the fuck is that?" And that's what I was thinking, because I see basically a dog like head and legs and like the middle of the chest up, and that's it. And as I get a little closer, I then see the guts pouring out of it, and the other set of legs and the tail, and that about 20 feet up on the tracks. So
yeah.
So that's good. I got to see a dog perfectly bisected in half.
It's awesome. I got all sorts of dead animals shit, dude.
Let's see.
As long as you didn't get out of your car and grip it by the throat, try and kill it yourself.
Break it,
strangle it.
That would be.
And then I was like, no, it's just warm blood flavored corn syrup. Look, it's fake.
Or you try to? Did you? If it was cold out, did you try to get into it to keep warm? Or, oh no!
Unfortunately, it was a small dog, so I couldn't tauntaun it or anything.
Use one as a slipper.
Who didn't think that was
living
like
in Berea at the time? I was living on the train tracks.
Who didn't think that was weird? On like when you were a kid, you watched.
In
that
fact,
Empire
that was the
Strikes
scene where I
Back.
almost vomited too.
You're like, what was
the Tauntaun head? And they had to show the fucking like the white rice fucking soup come out of it. I'm like,
George Lucas would never have approved that today, man. You know?
Oh no,
he would. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. All right, Cease.
Han Solo would bust out his walkie-talkie and
Pop out a tent.
yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, he'd cut open the Tauntaun's saddlebag.
Yeah, and there'd be a
Just
tent
go
in there,
back and
thermal
do it.
with a fireplace.
That's probably like since that's probably where George Lucas stopped actually watching The Empire Strikes Back. You know, that's as far as he ever got with it.
I can't believe you guys have this. This is disgusting.
You can't do this. This is my movie.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to direct the rest of them because you guys are fucking sick.
Small children don't want to fucking watch this.
Yeah, you guys have repressed issues or something.
All right, Cease.
All right. I might have brought this up before, but I apologize if I have. I went to a job site with my old man, and if you recall, he was a plumber, and we were called up to this part of town where there's a lot of Puerto Ricans, and they had this garage. And they called about a toilet that needed to be fixed. So we drive down there. It's the middle of summer. It's hotter than hell. They got fans blowing, and we're like, all right, where's the toilet? And they're like, it's in the back room, So we go in there, walk back there, and this son of a bitch is full to the rim
Of
with
burritos.
fucking runs, dude. No, runs. There was no water. There was runs. Maybe a little bit of toilet paper.
Yes.
I mean, it was full. And we're like, my dad's like, no way. I ain't doing this. He goes, we can't empty it, and you can't get a plunger in there because they'll be spraying all over the place. He's like, all right, well, what we'll do is we'll pull the fucking bolts out the side, and we'll pick it up, and we'll walk it out the back door, and then dump it over, and then have it hose it out or something, and then
Nope.
So he's backing up, and he's got the tank in his hands, and he's going backwards, and I got like, I don't know what the. No, we're walking side by side. We're holding the tank, and his ass hit the wall, and this fucking shit sloshed up his fucking jeans and all down into his shoes.
Nice.
He smelled like all. He's like, he drops the toilet, it sprays all over the place. I jump out of the way, and it's all over the walls and everything. He's like, God damn it, fucking son of a bitch! I fucking run around the corner because I'm laughing my ass off because I don't want to get my ass beat. And, oh man, all of the Puerto Ricans come in there like, oh man, no, what are we gonna do? They fucking hit the hose with it. It's fucking nasty as all hell. It's hot and fucking baking up the whole area. This is fucking nasty as hell.
See, this is no good. I got to go after Cease all the time, and his stories are just so gross and mine are weak. Fucking blows. I don't got anything nearly that good. Fuck. Well, I went out to San Francisco to pick up Tom Packard because he couldn't handle living by himself. And no, I'm just kidding, Tom. If you're listening.
Which is his birthday today, by the way.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Jesus.
It's a death, wasn't it?
Welcome back again.
Rebirth or whatever.
Happy birthday, Tom. He probably doesn't listen to Midwest Wasteland anyway. But anyway, yeah. We were driving around. He was showing me San Francisco, and we were just... I don't know. I have no idea where we were. We didn't go over the Golden Gate Bridge or anything. He went over some other bridge, and he pointed at it. It's over there, that kind of thing. And I had brought my giant ass VHS camcorder with me because that's what I had at the time. And we had there was traffic was all backed up and everything, and we were going through one lane and stuff. And we there was this bad accident. And there was this car, and it was flipped over, and a guy was crushed underneath it, and his brains were all, spread, underneath him, and, his skull was open and stuff. And we're both sitting there staring at it, whoa. And,
fucks you up.
The family's, sitting on the side, they're, crying and everything, and they're all bloody and stuff. And we're just wow, this is fucking crazy, And it, as soon as we, passed it, we, both realized that the video camera was in the car. And we're like, we should have filmed it! And I was oh, my God. I don't know what I was thinking.
Turn around!
Yeah. So,
Never got to see anything like that, man. Damn.
Oh, dude, I fucking...
Well, Brian, it's your turn.
Where the hell I was. I think it was in Southern Ohio, man.
That time you killed that family on Christmas Eve?
No, some other guy killed some dude because you could see it must have just fucking happened. And I guess the fire was so intense they couldn't get near the car. But you saw like the burning remains of the car and the driver.
Yes.
Fucking burned up corpse. And sitting on the side of the road was the truck. And I'm not exactly certain that this guy caused the accident because he was sitting there on the rail. He wasn't in handcuffs, and he had like this, because there was a cop there. I would imagine. So maybe that guy probably didn't do it. I don't know. It's instinctive. It's just a truck driver's
I'm not going to say the guy did it, but he had handcuffs. So.
Yeah. No, but he said he had a 1,000-yard stare in his face, like, wow. And I'm just like, yep, get used to that, buddy. You're going to see a lot of dead motherfuckers out here because people are just dumb.
Yeah, that's a bad day there, man.
Yeah. The guy was going to fucking get some groceries and burned up corpses there and sat for everybody to see. It's like, what do? You can't put a blanket over because it'll just catch on fire and go up too. Then you have like a burning ghost.
I'm all covered in dead burning baby.
Yeah. Look at your guardian angel. He's on fire.
Yeah, the devil won. The devil won.
Instead of making monster noises while your kids are sitting there looking all creeped out, like, what's daddy wrong with it?
Anderson?
So this one time...
Come out, dance around the car.
Yeah, we last Halloween skull in your hand. People driving by the freeway looking at you. Your kids are in the cars and the coloring shit because they immediately lost interest. Oh my god!
They're playing I Spy in the back seat. I spy with my little eyes something that stands with or starts with C. I don't know. Crane. Nope, it's corpse, Daddy.
Underwear dancing on a dead person. Oh my god!
Daddy, can I get your cell phone so I can call my mommy and tell her that you are fucked up?
Yeah, you stop and pull over and take off your clothes.
Rolling around in the grass.
Go get some ash and spread on your face.
I am the Lord of the Flies!
You paint a happy face.
Running up to people like, are you Piggy? Are you Piggy? The fuck? Why are you screaming at me like a fucking Arthur? Don't worry about me! Where is the pig? Give me the head of... Whatever. Oh my god.
All right, Donnie, you're up, man.
Oh, right. So this one time, because back in the day, we used to go to Little Caesars all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because, we always knew somebody who worked there, and we all knew, well,
like
I don't know
with
if we all
that.
did, but yeah, right. All right, guys. Okay, listen, this is what I'll do for you, okay? I'll give you 2 large pizzas with 2 items on them. I'll give you 2 crazy breads, and I'll get you each a pop for $5. Sweet. But one time I went in there, and I didn't have any money. And nobody had any money to give me. I was so poor. What else is new? And I was like, dude, don't you have anything you got to throw out? And he's like, I just threw it out 2 minutes ago, or like a minute ago, right before you guys walked in here. It's like, really? Yes. And I said, where's it at? And he said, it's in the garbage. And I walked over to the garbage, and I looked inside of it, and it was sitting right on top of everything with the cardboard, you know what I mean, square covering the whole pizza. And I looked at it, and I looked at my stomach, and my stomach went, and I said,
I'm in.
all right, well, I don't see anything disgusting on it, so if I just take it out of the trash. I picked it up out of the trash, and everybody was like, what are you doing? I was like, you guys don't have any money to give me, so I got to eat out of the trash. And I ate that pizza. And then you know what? Somebody actually, I think it was Oz, who was actually like, dude, I'll take a piece. I was like, there you go, have some. So I've eaten food out of the trash just like George Costanza.
I remember one time I went to Marco's to visit Anderson, and it was late at night or something. We were going to do something afterwards or something. This was like a rare occurrence, and there was like a dead pizza there, and he's like, "You want this?" And he like opened it, and it was just like black olives all over the fucking thing. I was like, "No," It smelled,
but they weren't olives.
It smelled good because you're like in a pizza shop and you're thinking, I'd like some pizza. But then I saw that and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not having that.
I'll take. Yeah, I'd rather have the one with, the dead bugs.
Dude, I've taken fucking Taco Bell out of the trash and eaten it. Of course, it was in my own house, but it was like overnight. So God knows what it was like. You never know what hell happens in your own house. Yeah, dude, it was old Taco Bell.
Next day, Taco Bell's not good.
Yeah, I mean, Taco Bell that's been sitting on the table overnight is rancid.
You ain't lying.
Taco Bell coming out naturally.
6 hours later, dude, it's just like freight train coming.
It's like nostalgia or something. You're just reminiscing about what Taco Bell would have tasted like had you eaten it fresh or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was all sad face, like, I remember when Taco Bell was yummy. It's yummy. This is sick. It's still good at all.
I'm gonna keep eating.
You're just in the fucking. You didn't even get the fucking vomit, dude. It all comes out your butt. And it's just fucking. It's just bad. It just fucking slides out.
Then you're just sitting in the bathroom crying more.
Because it's like one of those poops that other people hear and they get sick hearing it because they know like I can't go in there. It's gonna smell so bad. If somebody's in the toilet and they're taking a shit, also you hear them like click, click, click. Ooh, the fan comes on. They're spraying. They're still in there. Like, you all right? It's like, go away. Just go away.
That means there's a streak in the toilet, and they're trying to flush it enough times without you hearing them flush it.
You're thinking, man, I'm in the toilet. The fucking toilet seat's all sweaty. My feet are asleep, and I can't leave.
Yeah, they're hanging around my ass.
Yeah, it's fucking. You're sitting there. You don't just wipe your ass. You have to wipe your whole butt.
Get that hard to breathe and shit.
No, I've
throbbing.
I've only had exactly, dude. You're hungover
and shit.
You're all out of breath, desperately trying to breathe through your mouth.
Please, God, no more
mouth breathing.
I think it takes us to Larry.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I can't think of any right now.
I've seen all that is gross.
Yeah.
And I have nothing for you. See?
All right. One time my ex got sick, and we had a bunch of chicken. I think it was of course, chicken, and it was grilled. And she's like,
"That's grilled."
We ate quite a bit of it. And she's like, she got sick for some reason. I don't know why, flu or whatever. And she's like, God, you got to see this. Oh, I'm so sick. I'm like, what? So I get in there.
You got to come see this.
And I look in the toilet, right?
Oh my God!
A pretty big fucking chunk in there. And
you thought that was going to end well?
and it's bubbling. It's not like it's crying for help. It's going.
It's bubbling.
I'm like, it's fucking breathing.
It's like the cake and the little rascals.
I had to back away and close
like
the bathroom door.
Shit.
Oh God! Just thinking about it is making me ill. Oh, it's like talking. Oh, you can hear it. It's like.
Yeah, you ever do that? You're thinking about something really gross and then you don't feel well. Then you put your head down and stuff. You're like, why did I start thinking about that?
Right.
Dude, it was me, Joe Huska, Ale Molman, and fucking Rob Wooten. And we went to some fucking shitty goddamn bar off of Cam's Corner. And Rob Wooten ate a lot of wingdings the night before, like there at the bar. And we got trashed, dude. And that guy came out of the fucking bar. We were like trying to like watch. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's so fucked up. We're like, where do you live? He's like, dude, where do you live? And he tries fucking telling us where the fuck he lives. We had to sit there literally for like goddamn near an hour. Like, dude, where the fuck do you live? We don't know where the hell you live. So finally, we managed to get from him where the fuck he lives, right? So we're driving down the road, and the guy's head's like sort of rolling, and his head rolls to the right, and like wingdings were spraying out of his mouth. And I'm sitting in the back seat with fucking Molman. We both just grabbed whatever the fuck was back there, which just happened to be Huska's fucking jackets. We picked him up, we put him over our heads. The whole fucking side of the car was just spraying it, dude. And then we had to like clean it off, because Huska was like so mad. He's like, look at my fucking jackets, man. It's like, well, dude, I'm not going to wear that gross bullshit. And I was trying to throw up, clean up the fucking side of his car. It was horrible, man. That's like one of the grossest fucking things I've ever had to deal with.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the Morbid Mouth. It was the candy that I would.
Oh man,
What?
You get this stuff.
it was
like,
good.
Yeah, like at Hot Topic or something. It was kind of like a pixie stick in a way. It was like but it was bigger. Came in like a test tube beaker thing,
yeah.
and it was called Morbid Mouth. And it tasted good and everything. But then like the next day, like you'd go take a crap or something, and like the water would be all like blue or green or whatever.
It changed the color of your poop. Because I called Adam and I was like, I can't remember whose was what, but I was just like, man, my poop's blue. And he was like, dude, that's funny, mine's red. And I was just like, oh my god. And then somebody else's was green or some shit.
Yeah, that shit was fucking weird.
Mine is routinely red, but I think that's something else.
Probably not healthy. You guys ever vomited so hard where like you blew
Your
blood
face
vessels?
is gonna break off.
Well, because I've not that long ago, like maybe a couple of years ago, I like threw up like so hard that like the blood vessels around my eyes
Yeah, they're all
like
red,
popped.
dude.
Oh yeah, I did that.
And I
I thought I like had the mumps and went to the doctor and.
The last time I got really sick, like 2
Went to the
years ago,
doctor
fucking
over
like
it.
that, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I ruptured all the blood vessels in my face.
Yeah, you look horrible. Like you look at yourself and you're like, God damn, what happened?
I thought it was like chicken
Like
pox or
28
something.
days later or something.
Yeah, it's kind of what it's like.
Go.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's,
like how fucking how
I'm
how
not
much did I
coming
have
in
to
today.
play that?
I'm not coming in today. I look like I got botulism.
So when we lived in the step family, we had a the two girls. Well, actually, at one point, all three girls were in a one bedroom, and somebody got sick at some point early on in the marriage, and they had vomited on the side of their bed onto the carpet, and like a big pile of fucking. You know, it was like dinner plate size, okay, like sitting there on the floor, and like in the middle of the carpet, and the step monster basically said, told them, well, let's let it dry out, but because it's easier.
That worked well.
It's easier to clean up when it's all dry. Okay,
Yeah. Brilliant.
so that dried vomit thing stayed on their carpet for like a couple years at least. They would have sleepovers, and they would show their friends. You want to see my vomit? Seriously, and they would like show the people that the other kids would be like, "Wow!" And they'd like explain it to them. Yeah, we're waiting for it to dry. It's like it's dry, man. It's like
by that point, it's a
petrified.
It grew another one by that time.
It was so nasty, and it just stayed there forever. I mean, I don't blame my stepmonster for not wanting to clean it up, but god damn, somebody should have done something about it. Sick. So
It was fucking
Somebody needs to
gross.
get on this pronto.
yeah, but I mean, like you're showing people like it's like some sort of treasured item in the house. Look at this.
Dude, when I got fucking sick that one Halloween not too long ago, fucking I puked on the side, and then like I was so out of it, I just assumed it was clean. And it was like 3 months later, dude, I fucking went to like picking up laundry and shit to clean, and I picked it up, and it was just there. And I said, I'm like, what's this? She goes, well, I was going to clean it up. I'm like, dude. Well, you just waited for me to fuck? She's like, yeah, you're puke, dude.
Yeah.
The kid, she goes, yeah, it's if it's the kid, it's one thing, but I'm not, no. Like, oh, man.
There is that rule. You puke, you clean it up. No, I don't know. I don't think that's a real
It's still
rule.
there.
He who pays stays.
Yeah.
Like there's this weird whoever it is. There's like this weird Darth Vader noise that goes on every so
Right.
often.
Yeah, I noticed that. Who's got the breathing lung over there? What the fuck?
No, I'm playing
Fuck
video
stupid
games.
gear on.
Oh, is that you, Brian, playing video
Yeah.
games?
I got something for my iPod. I'm fucking around.
Okay. Maybe shut the volume off on Darth Vader there because it's a little weird.
Yeah, so
man.
it's just Darth Vader breathing. I just think it's really cool, so I was listening.
Brian, did you have another story? Or?
He just said one.
Besides, like, I saw one fucking biker that fucking wrecked, and I came up
Yeah.
after the scene, and I was just kind of like, I wonder what must have fucking happened, because the guy was like, the motorcycle was like laying on its side. I'm sure you had a little bit of work, it would have been just fine. Unfortunately, I couldn't say the same about the fucking biker, because he was like laying down next to it on the side of the fucking road, and it's like all these people just standing around, like on their cell phones talking, and nobody was doing anything.
And clicking pictures.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I'm not stopping. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about first aid, and if I did, I would just fail. So no, that's done.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be certified, and then I'd be a complete failure at it, though.
I'm just like, the guy's just laying there, and I'm like, is he dead? And then I'm like, okay, dude, how bad do you need to find out? You're going to go there and touch him?
Poke him with a stick.
Yeah, you got to poke him with a stick.
Yeah, that's
Everybody knows that.
I just see Brian walk over and just be like,
do.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Sitting
dead.
there with a skull ring poking the fucking body.
You all right, man? You okay?
Hey, you alive?
Hey,
Dude.
asshole.
Dude.
Hey,
Dude. Dude.
Just,
Yeah, I think he's dead. Dude.
just
I think he's
staring
dead.
at him for a little while.
Dude.
poking him really hard. Like, oh, dude, he's got to be dead. Why? Because my finger just touched his fucking brain. Look, what does it taste like?
Teabag him. That'll wake him up.
Should I taste it?
That wakes that'll wake the dead.
Brian's like, well, now I'll take off my clothes. And
Dance naked around him.
It's around.
Well,
My
since,
fucking
since,
Halloween
you're,
skull in my hand.
That's why
since you're dead, I guess you won't mind.
Put tribal markings on my face with his blood.
Yeah.
I
Excuse me,
claim
Mr.
this
Dead
kill.
And nobody's trying to stop me. They're just clicking away for fucking Facebook updates,
just starts skinning them.
Bringing his fucking Mackay,
He takes out his lightsaber, cuts it open like a tauntaun. I'm going to warm myself
Climbs
up in your
inside of
skin.
Pretend I'm him.
Oh, see, he's laying down next to the dead body. You're like, Brian, what are you doing? Just sizing him. His feet look smaller than mine. That might be a little problem.
You want a size 12?
Huh?
Excuse me, Mr. Dead Man. Excuse me, Mr. Corpse on the street.
Dead
Would you
man.
fuck me? Would you fuck me? Because I would fuck me.
I'd fuck me so hard.
I like his tattoo. I think I'm gonna sew it onto my arm.
Yeah, he skids his tattoo off of somebody's arm, licks the back of it, and sticks it on it.
And then I drive to the next store to make my delivery, and I'm wearing that guy's face.
Yeah. You walk past the counter guy. He's like, "Hey, Phil," and you're like, "What the fuck, Phil? Weren't you just in here?"
What's going on?
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Like that guy from fucking Men in Black.
You have any
Full face
tape?
bag. Is this better?
Sugar water.
All
More
right.
sugar.
Anderson,
What?
you have another one?
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I going to say? There was one I was going to say. Yeah. No, that's my backup. I have a backup, and then I had one I was going to say, and I can't remember the one I was going to say, so I'm going to have to go to my backup. And I think I've done this one. I've done this one on the show before.
We always have new listeners, so.
Yeah. So, there was a manager that worked at Cheese, and he was a complete nutter ass. And he was one of these managers who just walked around and told everybody what to do. Was just like, all right, do this,
Wait,
do
so
this, go do
managers
this, go do this.
That's called managing.
Yeah, well, no, it's not. It's called telling people what to do. There's a way to manage, and there's a way to tell people what to do. What he did is he was telling people what to do. So,
Look, you told me.
so your broiler, and he came out and he threw a couple burgers on the grill, and I'm like, okay, fine, you're gonna cook yourself some burgers, cook yourself some burgers. He looks at me and he goes, cook those up for me, bring them to me in the office. That's not what a manager does, by the way. That's not
He
managing.
doesn't want a big pair of balls put on top of his hamburger first.
That's-
Yeah, I got you.
That's right. That's telling
Teabagging
somebody
it,
what
right,
to do. So I looked at him. I said, "Okay, you got it." And I went and I licked all the burgers, and I licked his bun, and I licked all the I licked everything I could, and then I put it all together for him. And I took it. I knocked on the office door. He opened the door. I mean, he didn't even get up to answer the door. He hit the buzzer, so it could, And I walked in there. I said, "Hey, Joy, here's your burgers for you. I figured I'd bring them to you. That way you don't have to come get them." And he's like, "Thanks, I appreciate that." And I was like, "All right." And I gave it to him, and I walked out the
See,
door.
now didn't you feel bad because he appreciated it?
Now zip up your
No.
fly.
No, I didn't. And then I walked out the door, and I turned around and looked directly back in the window. I saw him with the little burger in his hand. He picked it up and took a big bite out of it, looked back down at his paperwork. I smiled, and I walked away.
Yeah, except that like you licking it probably like would since there's nothing
Made it
wrong
better.
with you, it probably gave him extra nutrition. He was
Yeah.
probably like,
Gave him extra.
God,
He
I
took a
feel
little bit of my soul.
Yeah, I feel
You licked all the
fantastic.
bacteria off of it.
That's why I got sick.
Cleansed it for him. It's like, I don't know.
It was the juiciest burger I ever had, thanks.
This
This
burger
I'm gonna have
tastes
him make my hamburgers from now on.
this burger tastes vaguely of cannabis.
It tastes like tobacco and alcohol and my wife.
Yeah, all of a sudden I got the munchies. I don't know why. I just did.
What is with all the colors all of a sudden? This office is really vibrant. It feels like it comes together, right?
Great.
I just love it here.
Got like a whole feng shui thing going.
I think
I need some Funyuns.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change the combination to the safe and not tell anybody. That would be fun.
Then I'll forget it.
Then an hour later, hey, what's the combination? Why isn't the safe working? Oh, I changed it.
What'd you do?
He's just laughing his ass off uncontrollably. You know?
What'd you change it for? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I need to go to sleep.
So,
All right.
I really do. Can I get an ice cream sundae? That's iced, man. I'll tell you what.
Come on, Anderson. Like, dude, the guy's gonna have no energy.
Here's $5. Go to the store. Give me a box of ice cream sandwiches. Hurry up! You know, that kind of thing.
Right.
All right.
I need $5.
Larry, have you thought of any since the last go around?
I saw Brian puking in a hat. That was fun.
That was awesome. That counts.
Although that's another one that I know we've told a billion times, but
While somebody was wearing it.
there was
I still have it.
driving back from Akron or whatever, me, Brian, and Jody, and Jody's new truck. Brian like, I'm gonna puke, and Jody just looked at him. You're not gonna puke in here. And Brian was like, no, seriously. I'm good. And he just took off his hat and just started hurling it.
Yeah, I hadn't been feeling good all fucking day, and I'm like, pull over. She's like, what? I pull over. She's like, why? I mean, they're like, dude, somebody says pull over, and they're not feeling good all fucking day. It's like, it's
Just
done.
do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Pull
man.
the fuck over. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he just sat there with this cap full of
Hat full
puke
of vomit.
sitting on his lap.
Well, yeah, because she's like, don't fucking just throw it out my window. You know, it'll get all over the side of the fucking truck. And I'm just like, So just
There you go.
sit here with my little baggie
Yeah, what are you
full
going to do if she can't slow down or nothing? What the fuck?
Cease?
Yes, I was on one of my glorious swimming trips to our fun-filled beach, Huntington Beach, by the Cleveland area. It's not known for its cleanliness over there, like hypodermic needles and whatever, all sorts of fun-filled shit. And I'm out and about and swimming around and, popping up and down, going under the water, coming up, and one fateful trip up to the surface, and I look on my shoulder, and there's a woman's maxi pad laying on my shoulder.
Cease hits the water.
As opposed to the normal place.
Cease hits the water and he's swimming around like Manimal and shit, doing flips out of the water.
Yeah, there was no woman attached to it, of course.
Like, what the fuck?
Fucking flip that stuff on the ground.
Yeah, I found one of those when I was at Dover Lake Water Park. Like, just on my fucking foot and shit. Like, oh.
God damn it.
Nasty.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
And then you pick it up and throw it at your friend.
Baldwin Lake out in Berea. I was
Slap
swimming
it
out
in the
there.
middle of their back.
Yeah, if you're gonna get hit with it, fuck your friends over. That's the way it all
Fun
shit
for
is.
all.
Yeah. Karate Dog has one. Yeah, you can call in or I can add you on Skype. Let me know. Because he says he has one. So, what sounds good because Brian's falling asleep.
Tired, dude. This weekend kicked my ass. Shit.
Yeah.
I thought I was up until fucking
I just
3 o'clock in the morning so I could hide all the Easter
I
eggs.
don't know what the hell I'm doing.
You know.
I'm sorry. I'm confused.
What's going on? Oh, it's sounds coming out. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Wow.
Your personal generator is going off, but that's okay.
The
Oh,
Skype
wow,
is a
heavy.
different feed than what's going through my headphones.
Beep, beep. The coins keep coming out. The trees and plants keep talking to me.
Hello?
Yeah, now you're kind of faded.
All right, should I keep going?
I'm in Tokyo.
Is he still in Kosovo?
Yeah, you're still a little faded. No, he's in.
When you call us, dude, you have to be in our dimension.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I figured it out.
Speak into the small part of the megaphone.
Don't stick that part in your ear. It doesn't work.
I'm getting. All right, should I go ahead? Should I say something gross?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. All right. So when I was like 19, I was in a minivan, and I fingered a girl in the back of the minivan, and there was like all sorts of pussy juice on the fingers. So I wiped it on the carpet of the minivan, and then my folks took the minivan camping in Yosemite, like later, like the next day, and it was so smelly and gross that a bear broke into the back of the car, like just smashed open the back of the minivan.
The bear was like pussy.
Yeah, I guess.
Bird's
So,
like, grab the Lysol, start spraying him.
But I couldn't. No, I didn't do anything about it. I just was like, I don't care. And then I felt bad. I couldn't tell anybody why the bear attacked the car.
Like I found an old raccoon in the trunk.
What kind of girls are you with, man, that it like has that kind of power?
It's pretty awesome.
Wow.
Must have been a hot summer day.
I gotta tell you, I'm awesome. Girls dig me.
Attracted wild bears and shit, you know. Fuck. Like you weren't in Africa.
I'm hanging up. This is discombobulating.
Yeah.
It's sad that
All right, man.
the feed is going through the headphones, and then you guys are on Skype. I love you guys. Bye.
Later.
See ya.
Later.
Bye, Mom. Oh.
Yeah, it was good to talk to Robo Karate Dog for a minute, and that was awesome. Let's see, where did that leave us? I think it's on me. So Brian and I, we were kids. Our mother lived in California, and the first time we wanted to go out there with our stepmonster, they had dressed me up in a little three-piece suit because I was a little kid, and it obviously had no idea that we were going to hot as fuck California. In,
Oh God, I remember this. Yeah,
in the middle
All
of
I can think
in the
of
middle
is
of
a picture
summer.
of Damien.
Yeah.
Is it Damien?
yeah.
A little hat.
And so we're sitting.
Come along, Kevin.
We're sitting on the plane, and
For you, Kevin.
Oh, my stepsister fucking throws herself out of the fucking window with a rope on her neck. Dude, our house, the fucking rope would have broke.
Would have got yelled at for it.
Yeah, God damn it, gotta go up there and fix the gutter. Then my dad would have fell off. Oh.
I was there, and by the time we got landed, I was sick, because I'd never flown before, and I got air sick, and so I was like, I'm gonna puke, and I just know it. And Brian's like, here, puke in the barf bag, and I'm like, I don't want to puke where there's barf.
Yeah, he vomited all over the floor.
So I fucking just turned my head and just threw up all over the aisle or something.
Because for some reason he had to fly with his teddy bear.
And the fucking
What's wrong with flying with your teddy bears, man?
and I was a kid, man. I was a little
Yeah,
kid.
he was really young.
But the stewardesses were all pissed because I totally vomited all over the fucking aisle of the fucking plane and shit. But
Why do we provide bags for you in the first place?
they almost had me off the plane too. I mean, I was almost there, but I just couldn't get up, and there was all this pressure because I was dying. When the plane is no longer going and they shut the air off. So that you don't have that air circulation anymore. It just turns instantly stale. And that was basically it. It just hit me and I was just like,
Yeah.
But then I felt better and walked on. Jackal 1138 is going to join us because he's got a story. So
Comes megaphone number 2.
All right, can you hear me?
yeah.
All right. Okay, well, for a brief period in time, I used to room with these two gay guys, which I'm...
You and another guy.
You got to do what you got to do, man. It's all right.
Well, yeah. So, anyway,
now it comes
it was like my first night staying with these guys. And, these weren't like the sophisticated, clean gay guys that we all hear about. These were like white trash gay guys.
Oh, God.
And so, yeah, it was pretty...
Dicks everywhere.
It's pretty bad. But anyway, so first night I'm staying there, and I go to take a shower, right? And it's kind of
You noticed a hole in the wall.
And your butthole. your butthole hurt a little bit. Right?
there were a
Music
lot of
starts to
holes,
play.
and there were a lot
There
of
was a
holes.
hole. There was a hole in the wall with a sign above it that says "Clean your penis here." I'm sorry, that's what I've seen.
Oh,
Jiffy
no,
penis.
but it was kind of dark in there, so you can't really see too well while I'm taking a shower. And
Because your shower
and
lights
I
out.
turn around to reach for the shampoo,
Oh boy.
and well, I don't turn around. I reach
Something
behind
soft and
me
warm.
to grab the shampoo.
You gave a
and
reach
then-
around?
Would you say you reached around?
And instead,
somebody handed it to you. Either
Guy's totally brave for coming on here and doing
no,
this.
no, it's even worse. No, I reach around and I grab something, and
Oh no!
Which wasn't shampoo.
And he says, "This feels like it's covered in shampoo. It must have spilled."
no, it was like I shit you not. It was like the
some conditioner.
All right, let him finish. Come on.
Sorry, man, but come on, you knew this was going to happen.
Save your jokes for afterwards. I'm going to stop.
Okay. I reach around and I grab it, and I thought it was the bottle of shampoo, and I pick it up and I look at it, and I shit you not, it's like the world's biggest dildo. It was I was like, oh my god! And
did you drop it?
Did you smell it?
Did you wash it?
No.
Did you put it in your hair?
Yeah, curl it.
You wash it over and over.
There was still a little.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
There was still a little shit on it.
Did you set it down and squat over it?
Gladiator movies.
It's like he goes. It was a white dildo, but it looked more like fudge marble. Or some chocolate.
Imagine an aerosol can. That was about the size that this dildo. You could imagine. I could easily mistake it for a bottle of shampoo. I was like, oh god.
I would be wondering what's going on in that shower when you're not in there, man.
Yeah,
I would never take a shower again.
Yeah, I didn't stay with those guys for very long.
Surfing.
Say you would have been safer at the YMCA. I mean, same scenario, but at least safer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because what are you going to do? All of a sudden, there's like two of them, there's one of you, all of a sudden the curtain just gets thrown back.
Right.
And they're naked.
Yeah, see what we bought for you, huh? You know.
When you're kicking and screaming for your life, man.
They're dressed like the little kids from The Shining.
For the mom.
They were nice guys.
Oh, I bet.
I lost my.
While they were trying to seduce you,
Just like
sure.
the little girls. I think that's great.
They left a table leg in the shower.
It's kind of weird because, because that was the apartment that I lost my virginity in, but it was with a girl.
Which one of them?
The
One of their friends.
You thought it was a girl. They're like, yeah, come on, Jack, here you go. Yeah, we got a girl in there. Just don't turn the lights on or nothing. She's in there for you. We set it all up for you there, buddy. You go in, you're like, don't touch anything but. Don't touch anything but my ass.
No, I knew this was coming. That's fine. It's cool.
All right. Great story, Jackal. Thanks for calling, man.
Yeah.
All right, later.
We're sorry for the abuse.
No, it's cool. It's all right.
It's actually made for good laughter. You're all right.
All right. Later.
Cool.
Okay. Yep. So that was my airplane barf bag. So, Brian, you got any more?
Yeah. Again, driving a truck, I don't remember where. And a horse trailer had been involved in an accident on an overpass. And the horses that had been in the trailer were partially smashed on the road above and hanging partially onto the highway below. So you had like one lane going, I think it was going south or north or whatever, that was closed while they cleaned up the gore. And the overpass, both lanes were closed. So basically it was complete fuckery, and you had like horse details. And I'm like thinking, these guys that go to clean this shit up the road, they're used to like cleaning up like deer, pheasants, guts, squirrels, possums. The dead horses brings a whole new what kind of a cleaning equipment do you take with you when you work for the fucking local state highway?
Great big vacuum cleaners,
already that. But I'm thinking, well, yeah, that would work if it was a small animal. I'm like, dude, for the horse, would you just be out there like a wood shredder, man? You're like, well, he's dead. It's not like he's going to feel anything.
You're sitting there, you're by yourself, you got a bitter look on your face, you're like pulling on a hoof, trying to drag it off the road.
It's like ripping in half.
Fucking
kids,
bullshit.
You have a car full of fucking kids in front of you, like,
Really? It's 1,000-pound horse? Fuck!
Oh my god. That sucks. Anderson?
Okay. I've been taking notes this whole time, and I got a list full of stories. But they're all short ones, so this one's easy. So Jedi picked number 5. So we're going to go with number 5. Driving home from Canada one time. This actually did happen as a child. So I just remember this while we were talking. Driving home from Canada one time, we used to have a station wagon, and I had whenever I went to Canada, it was me and my mom, my dad, and my two brothers. So it was in the regular car, and so I always had to sit in the back on the hump in the middle. Okay, like every third brother does. Even though I was the fourth, but my oldest brother never went. So the one day we're driving home, and we're like on 480, just getting around. We're just like at Grayton. Great Northern Boulevard, coming to Stearns Road to get home because we live right off there. And I'm like, Mom, Dad, I don't feel good. I think I'm gonna puke. And my dad being the army guy that he is, he's like, no, you're not gonna puke. You're gonna hold that in. We're gonna get home. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm gonna do it. And he's like, shut your, he's like the father and Holy Grail. Shut your noise, you, and keep your puke in. And it's like, Dad, it's not going to happen. And I'm like, pull over. And then he finally went to go pull over. And, of course, the side of the road that he pulled over was not the side. Well, actually, wait. Yeah, either way, I had to get over a brother. So, Ian, my brother Ian got it. He got a big dose of puke right in the lap as I was trying to get through to the door. Right there at Stearns Road and 480, like 2 seconds away from my house. So yeah, he wasn't too happy about that. And then he's like, and you could still see like the McDonald's we ate that day, and there was like French fries. I was like, oh, that's the pasta, and then my brother's like, that's from last week. No, we ate pasta last week. That's the French fries from today. And we're like going through the puke and trying to figure out what's what and stuff.
Nasty.
I didn't have to clean up though.
That's like
that story. That one's knocked off.
I threw up. I threw up once in the car on the way up into the mountains, and Brian and my mom's boyfriend were cracking jokes and being like, "Well, flip you for the chunks" and all that
Big
kind
chunks,
of stuff. Yeah.
That's because I was trying to throw up too. I was trying to be a grown up. Remember when we were watching not the Devil's Reign, but
Gates of
Hell.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the only movie I ever saw where I literally had to go in the bathroom and was like over the toilet because I'm like, I'm gonna
when the chick's puking up her intestines.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
If I fucking see this on TV, I will leave the fucking room. I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
She throws up like they did it like she throws up like all her insides. Like you see like every organ come out, the intestines.
Slow and shit. Yeah. Like, Jesus, how long is it?
It was way too long. There was too much. There was too much in that. Yeah.
All right, Larry, you got anything else?
Just as a more of a tag on to Cease's, I was swimming out at at Baldwin Lake in Berea, and unfortunately for me, when I came up to the surface, turd floating right there in front of me.
I had that North Post in the fucking swimming pool.
Nasty.
I was like, okay, I'm done swimming for the day. I'll be getting out now.
Yeah, that ain't no fucking Baby Ruth, man.
Kevin did that when we were little kids. He shit in the tub. That was fucked up.
I have no memory of this.
Well, I do. Because like parents do, we put small children in the tub together, and, I'm sitting there with my fucking G.I. Joe, and I didn't want fucking Kevin shit in my fucking G.I. Joe hair, my fucking, that carpet hair, Or he grabbed the shit with his kung fu grip. That'd have been a little bit fucked up, So,
yeah, Brian is a kid from the 70s, so his G.I. Joe is like the big, tall, fucking giant G.I. Joe.
Right.
Not
the
the
felt hair and the felt beard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just didn't want that shit there. I just remember sitting at the top and also have like this little fucking 4-inch turd submarine.
Auga, dive.
My mom fucking comes upstairs and hearing me shrieking, and I'm standing with 1 foot on one edge of the tub, 1 foot on the other. My GH on my hand, I'm pointing down like, I can't poop in the tub. She would just kill both of us. Oh man.
Cease.
Hey. Oh wait, no, I already told one, didn't I? Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's done. We're done.
All right, who is it?
Cease. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I went fishing with my brother, and he liked to go like super early in the morning, even though we never caught anything anywhere went. So we went to this place that's like on 480, and we're 10 meets, and there's this pond in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know how my brother found a way to get down there, but we were down there. You know, and we're fishing along and throwing shit, and we noticed this thing floating, like out in the middle. And my brother's like, "What the fuck is that?" So somehow he gets the hook into this fucking thing, and he starts dragging it ashore. And the goddamn thing, it was this dead fucking Doberman pincher, and it was all blown up because all the gas is in his stomach and shit. I mean, the legs are like sideways. It was so huge. And we're like looking at it, he's poking it. He gets the stick and he sharpens it up. He goes, "Well, I can't. I'm going to sink this sucker." And he hits it, and it makes this like godly noise, and it smelled like all hell. And it fucking started to sink. We're like, oh, just on vomit and everything. It was like, damn, that was nasty.
Everybody has that story where they're fucking out fishing and like somebody they know stepped, like they had a big fish and they just stepped on the fish and the guts came out the mouth. So it's gross. Yeah,
and just again for anybody listening live, just wanted to repeat this in case you came in late. The Shoutcast feed will be going away somewhere around April 14th, so probably before the military episode, so before the next Midwest Wasteland. You can continue to listen live on Blog Talk Radio. We're going to try and get everybody on the show by 7:55, Brian, instead of 8 o'clock, because we're going to start the show as soon as Blog Talk Radio picks up.
Sure.
But if Blog Talk Radio disconnects the show for any reason, because we go longer than that 2 hours, there will be no more fallback to Shoutcast. So if you normally listen on Shoutcast, you'll be invited to go to blogtalkradio.com/VGN in order to continue to listen to the live shows. Okay, so they make this over-the-counter medication called Ally, which actually was it had a prescription name, which is basically double the dosage when you get a prescription. And what it does is you eat it, and you swallow it, and before you're going to have a meal, and it has a chemical reaction where it bonds to fat molecules in your body. And when it bonds, this is how supposedly it works anyway. When it bonds to the fat, it turns it into something that your body no longer knows what to do with because it's no longer molecularly fat. So your body just passes it out of your system, sort of like how those Olestra chips are. And I had been given some of those, not by a prescription or anything, but somebody had them, and they didn't want them, and I was like, "Oh, I'll try them. What the hell?" So, people I read about them though online, and people warn you about them. They're like, "Oh, you could, shit your pants and all this kind of stuff."
It's a lifestyle.
And I was like, "Well, what the fuck? Let's see what happens, because I'm game for whatever. Shitting my pants, that's cool. As long as it doesn't happen at work." So, so I got these things, and I tried them initially, with just eating regular, and it wasn't bad. A little softer stool going on. But, no problem. And then, so I was like, all right, well, this is no big deal. So then I had basically a whole medium pizza on one of those things. Huge fucking mistake. Somewhere around 8 hours later, whenever the hell my body decided to fucking, pass this crap. I was just standing around, and all of a sudden my butt, no control or anything. My butt just goes... and there's fucking this weird oily pizza sauce all over my underwear and shit. I'm like, damn, what the fuck, And that was just how it was the rest of the fucking night. I was like, oh fuck, and just had to basically stay on the toilet and shit with red butt. The whole time, fucking ruined my underwear. Just nasty. So, yeah. Total fucking mistake. They're not kidding around. They're like, don't eat a high-fat fucking meal. Duh. I had to prove them right, so.
That's great.
Comes out like an alien egg,
God. Gross.
And the shit ain't cheap
across the floor.
Okay, let's see. Brian? Anything else?
I think I just dropped a whole bunch of them.
No trucker stories, dead bodies on the road or anything? You didn't see a corpse or
Yeah, but usually they're either covered up or...
Any chicks you like picked up and gave them a ride home and then found out they were dead?
Yeah.
Took them back to their house. Yeah.
And
Came
when
back
they
to
pulled her out of the wreck,
next
she
day.
looked like this.
I've been in some really nasty men's rooms. What is the deal with guys' bathrooms at bars, too?
You know what? Guys' bathrooms are not nearly as bad as girls' bathrooms. That fucking Hills story, I'll tell that one. I was doing maintenance at Hills, and I got called in to fucking the women. Like one of the chicks that was working there was like, "You got to go clean up the women's bathroom because some old woman was in there and she like shit and it went all over the place." They're like, "What do you mean all over the place? Like, is it smeared on the walls? I mean, what the fuck?" She's like, "Yeah, it might be." I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me, man." So there's some woman, she's like, some old woman who's obviously didn't know what time it was there, you know, and some fucking young one was like, "Look, I'm really sorry." I'm like, "Just get her out of here." It was a 19-year-old asshole. Like,
Go out and get.
So I put the closed sign in the women's bathroom, which I don't know what it is. Men see that the sign, the bathroom is closed, they go away. Women, they see that the bathroom sign is closed. It's an insult to their fucking femininity, and god damn it, no man's gonna tell her that she can't take her fucking poo there, you know. So I fucking cleared it out, and then I walk in there, and I walk right back out, and I'm like, whew, okay, this is gonna be bad. So I'm like, what am I gonna use? So there's one guy that worked there like nights and shit. He fucking, I don't know what he did. He had like rain, like, you know, like rubber pants and a big rubber jacket, and I got those and a respirator mask, fucking goggles and rubber gloves, and I'm like, I'm not touching that shit and catching some fucking disease, man. And to this day, I run into people from Hills like, dude, remember that old lady shitting there, and you went in there with all the fucking that other guy's fucking like his clothes? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that guy was so pissed off at you, man. You wanted to fucking clean the bathroom in his clothes so you can clean up some old woman's shit off the walls. Dude, I didn't want to touch it. It's fucked up looking, man.
Men's rooms and bars and shit are always just so like there's nothing there. I mean, it's basically like,
bullshit. You know, they got those fucking like those dispensers where you can get a fucking glow in the dark cock ring. Come on,
yeah, but everything's like armored. Or, you know, or barely hanging on.
They start beating shit.
Like the sink, yeah, like it's been knocked off 100 times.
They just pee in sinks.
Yeah.
It's always just like fucking.
You just put a big drain in the floor and just fucking run water on the walls. Then just get it over with.
Guys are just used to it, you know. We don't care. We're just like, you know, you just go in. It's just fucking nasty as fuck. You're like, up here, you know, get out. All right, Anderson.
I walked into. I was gonna say, I got like okay. I walked into Peabody's one time. We were doing a show, and they didn't have the lights on in the bathroom. I couldn't find the switch, but I had to pee so bad, so I walked in there. I was like, okay. I used my lighter. I was like, okay, there's the toilet. You know where the toilet's at. So I just walk into the area. I find it. I didn't have my lighter on the whole time. I just to get a quick look, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. Went over to the bathroom, whipped my shit out, went to go pee, and it's like I don't hear it hitting the water. And I'm like, what the hell? And all of a sudden, my legs are getting all wet and stuff. And I was like, what? And I pulled my lighter out, and I look at the seat, and the lid was down. I'm peeing right on the lid of the toilet. It was pretty funny.
Oh, I don't feel bad. I used to pee on the fucking floor at White Castle.
You ever get caught picking your nose? And, like, not necessarily caught. Like, you know, you're sitting there, you're trying to pick something out of your nose. Somebody comes walking in, and you're like, whoop, you put your hand down to your side, and you're like, oh, fuck, I got to get rid of this. So you start flicking it. Well, I was at Chi-Chi's one time. I was in the break room, and I picked this booger out my nose, and this cute girl comes in. She sits down, and she starts smoking
that was like a stringy booger.
Well, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. This was just a little ball. This was just a little ball booger. And I'm sitting there, and I was like, all right, I got to get rid of this. So I'm flicking. I flicked it, and I know exactly where it went. It landed right on her sock. And I was like, oh, because I'm looking right at it. Like, oh, shit. I flicked a booger on the hot chick at work. It was awesome. And, she got up and she walked away. And I was like, I can't tell her. I mean, how do you tell somebody that? How do you be like, excuse me?
Hey, you got something there.
I know I'm that 17-year-old gross cook that's making all your food stuff. And nobody wants anything to do with me because I got a handicap.
I don't think I'm going to go out and eat anymore.
I was out with some chick one time. I don't remember what it was. A social situation. I had a boogers bother me all fucking day, and I like reached it and I pulled it, and it was one of those fucking stringy fucking boogers that you peel off the back of your throat. And she turns around, and she's just like, ah! I'm like, what? What can you do, man? Like, I didn't expect it to fucking come out like a comet.
Yeah, pulls out everything in your brain cavity.
I'm sad. You know, like,
You
holy
can
shit.
breathe again, but you're a little embarrassed. That's all.
Yeah, dude, it was beyond embarrassed at that point. I'm like, what are you gonna do? You know, you fucking big snot hanging out your nose.
Well, you gotta pull it out. You gotta go. Here you go. Make him scream.
What the fuck is? But the chicks are screaming. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's bothering me. She's like, God damn, go wipe that somewhere. Not on the couch.
You ever like go to the bathroom and stuff, and like you're like you're standing up and you're aiming like for the toilet, but like the pee decides that it's going to go to the right or something. It's just like over to the side. You're like, God, what the fuck, and you're fucking.
It's like after pan leg.
No, it always seems to find the lip of your fucking fly and go down the front of your pants.
Or
Make it off real quick.
three streams at once or something. Comes out like a mist. No.
Do you remember when
Not as
I was living
tasty.
with Mom in fucking California? And she had those big, long fucking toothpicks and had flies in the house. And she comes home from work and there was like 8 of those little fucking wooden stakes. And she had a glass insert on her fucking wooden table. And I took these fucking long toothpicks. And she came home and there was like 8 flies piked onto the toothpicks. She comes in the room and she's trying to keep her shit together. She's like, Brian. I'm like, what? She's like, what's with the flies?
I am
like,
the Lord of the Flies.
At that point, dude, I was like,
There is a warning to the other flies.
I'm like, it was. That's what I said. I'm like, I'm making an example out of them. So, there's no more flies in the house. She's like, would you please?
You're done
'cause
posting the flies, huh?
She's like, I cook with those things. Would you I'm like, well, you're not cooking with them anymore, are you? She's
like,
I came home from work and my son, he piked flies in the living room. She told us somebody at work. I'm like, I was making an example out of him. He's like, did it work? I don't know. They didn't come to me to fucking talk about fucking prisoners of war and shit. So crazy.
Well,
Larry?
there's people that pet puppies and there's people that kill them.
Larry, you got any more? Larry Mack?
I got nothing.
Cease?
Yeah, I guess I got
What was that?
I had this dog we had. Always had bad stomach problems.
Oh, no.
And we decided to switch the food one day. And, the next morning I woke up to a fucking living room full of, yellow slime, about 2 inches thick, and about a 3-foot puddle of it in the middle of the carpeting. So I had to sit there with, 8 fucking rolls of paper towel, and you can feel every bit of it. You're picking it up and sliding it through the carpeting, and it stenches all to hell. And it took me 4 hours to clean that shit. This is all hell.
I don't know what it is, but dog vomit for whatever reason doesn't bother. Even though they're eating their poo and everything, it doesn't bother me as much as human vomit for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, but cleaning up runny dog shit, dude. That's totally
this was
vomit.
nasty.
Yeah, it
This is
smells
something that
fucking so
scrapes
bad.
off the bottom of the
Oh no, dog diarrhea, dog poo. No, that shit's the worst.
that stuff's for the dogs.
Fuck, it's so bad.
Stuff's grotesque.
Especially when they start eating it. You're like, oh, God.
Well, yeah. As soon as you start wiping it, it starts rolling the other way. It's like, oh.
Dogs like horse poop. I don't know if you know that.
No.
So I used to always watch my dogs always eat the horse. We had a big pile of horse shit because we used to dump all the shit in a pile. And every time we took the dogs outside, they'd always run into the pile and just take a big chunk of poop and go run around the corner and eat it.
It's like the monkeys at the zoo.
Then they want to come over and lick you and stuff.
Right. Then
Yeah,
they're like,
lick you in the mouth.
They think you're playing and stuff.
so
They're
happy
like,
to be
"No,
eating poop. It's like, you stupid mother.
Get off me! Get the dog off me! Julie, get the dog off!
Somebody get this dog a breath mint.
All right.
I gotta get that in.
It's making it sound like you were getting beat up by the dog. So we got, let's see, I got time. We got time for one more round, basically, and then we're gonna end the show.
There we go. I got nothing.
I worked at Tiffany's Cabaret as a. Well, at first I worked in the kitchen making food, and then I asked the mobster that ran the place if I could move up to being a bar back because. Basically that's where the money was at. Yeah, you get tips, and you get to see what's going on the dance floor because
you get to hang out with the hot dudes.
Yeah, you could exit the kitchen and watch, if you wanted to, or put stuff, but you really were sort of frowned upon. So if you worked in the kitchen, it was like your own world or something. Like, it was all brightly lit and stuff, and it was just kind of boring. And so I don't know. I was young.
And you smell like a French fry, so they don't like it.
So I just wanted to be out on the floor. So, but unfortunately, one of the duties of that job was to mop up the vomit. And one thing that was always gross was stripper vomit, which always involved some sort of foo-foo drink, like, pink...
Blue Hawaiian.
Yeah, fucking rainbow-colored nastiness. It would always be like in the upstairs bathroom or something where they were probably snorting coke. And,
Probably.
Well, I remember one time they came in with the canine dogs and, dog, and we're in that thing, and I was coming down the fucking, the hall from the back over to the front, and the dog was going ape shit. And it was like, and I was like, what the fuck? Thought something was going on, but I guess all it was as the dog had picked up on cocaine residue in that room. But it scared the shit out of me. I thought the dog was going to attack me.
Wouldn't that fuck the dog up, though?
What? Sniffing the cocaine?
Yeah, get it?
Yeah, it starts doing lines.
Dog's like, oop, found some cocaine. How'd you find that? Well, I just sniffed it in my nose. Oh, okay. All of a sudden, the dog's like, hey, I got an idea. Let's go fetch a ball. I'll go fetch a ball. You watch your paper? I'll get your slippers. It's like, what the fuck?
Female dogs around here? What the hell?
Yeah, if they threw up on the front of the place, it was fine. You just get the hose out and just spray it down, But
concrete rules.
It was like all the time just having to fucking clean up puke. It was just bullshit. All right, so that's the end of my stories. Brian, you have a final...
Yeah, I saved the worst one for last. So when I was in the Navy, we were partying. I was stationed on base, and we were having a party in our room, and the one guy in our room used to fucking chew tobacco, and he was spitting his spit into a fucking Michelob Dark bottle, and we were getting like really fucking crazy drunk, and some guy was in our room just reached over, grabbed it, and started chugging. And within moments, more than half the room, myself included, was in the fucking bathroom down the hall vomiting our brains out.
Why'd he do that, man?
He didn't know what the fuck it was.
Oh,
yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah.
My brother drank a cigarette butt, didn't even know it, and I saw the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, not as bad.
Oh.
Not as bad.
But yeah.
Not as bad as somebody else's.
Nasty. All right, that's
It's like,
gross.
I'm like, okay.
All right, Anderson, I know you got 5 left or whatever the fuck it is, but pick a good one.
I got a couple of different ones here, but
you can save the other ones for Tumbling with Tumbleweed on blogtalkradio.com.
I got one that involves Bailey.
Oh, no.
And I got one that involves driving, and they both involve puking.
Well, if you can do them both really quickly, then that's fine. Cause
I can do that.
We got enough time.
This one time, we were driving home from a soccer tournament when my dad was coaching a team, and we were driving with this, I forgot who we were driving with, but it was, a kid and a dad, and the kid was really sick, and they were like, here's a bag in case you puke. If you're going to puke in the bag. He's like, okay, so we're driving along, and then he's like, oh, I'm going to be sick, and they're like, okay, get your bag out. And he goes, okay, and he gets his bag out, and he goes and he pukes in the bag. No big deal. It's not so gross, right? I was like, okay, that's not so bad. Well, the thing is, nobody really checked the bag, and it was one of these bags that had little holes at the bottom of it.
Oh.
So all of a sudden, like a fountain, all the pukes coming out on the kid in like 4 different spots. It's like, you know what I mean? He's like holding, it's like a fish bag with holes at the bottom. He's just like, got puke. Oh, it was just he's like, oh, pull over. They had to, it was fucked up. So, and then this one time we went to the Westlake Battle of the Bands, and Bailey was there, and I don't know. This was Bailey's crazy. So he he's like running around and he's doing all this stupid Bailey stuff. You know how he used to be. And this girl's like, "You're disgusting. You're gross." He's like, "No, that's not disgusting. This is gross." And he goes, "Watch, I'll make myself puke." And he stands in front of his garbage can and he's just sitting there making these faces and he's doing, and we're all laughing. We're like, "What the fuck is he doing?" You know? And this chick's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, and all of a sudden he's like, "Buh!" And he pukes in the garbage can. This chick's like, "Oh, that's disgusting!" And we're all like, "Yeah!" We're all screaming. It's like at the high school, the Westlake High School for the Battle of the, you know what I mean? We're like, "Yeah!" Chick goes and calls somebody. She goes and gets like a teacher or whatever. They're like, "Who's making themselves puke around here?" We're all like, "Yeah, puke!"
You all point at the skinny chick. No.
That was 2 stories real quick. There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Larry, do you have anything? Farewell? Fine farewell?
No, not really.
Cease?
No, I'm dry. Got nothing.
Oh, that was quicker than I thought. Oh, jeez, we got...
Okay, so this one time.
All right.
No, go, you got something. Go ahead.
No, that's it. I mean, unless you got anything else you want to throw out there, because we still got to.
So this one time, I used to go stay the spring with my aunt for a week. So I'll make this one a quick one too. And this one time, it was like one of those times where like, she's like, "Okay, we're gonna go to the store. We're gonna go to Zayre's or whatever." And I was like, "Okay."
Zayre's. And
you're sitting there and you think to yourself, you're like, "I think I gotta poop, but I think I'm all right. I think I'm gonna be all right." And then you get in the car and you start driving, and all of a sudden something moves around, something gets jiggled in there, an air bubble pops or something, and all of a sudden it's just like, uh-oh, I got to poop. So I'm like, "Oh my God, I got to," I didn't tell her this. I was all embarrassed and stuff because I was a young kid. And we finally got to the store, and I'm like, "I got to go to the bathroom." And I ran out of the truck and I ran into the store. I was like, "Where's the bathrooms?" And I ran to the bathrooms. I got into the stall, pulled my pants down, and as I was swinging around to go sit on the toilet, that's when it started to come out. So it like splattered all across the wall, on the floor, and just kind of like got everywhere. And I just like, and I got into the toilet, I cleaned up, and I fucking booked. And it stunk like, well, I was going to say it stunk like shit, but it stunk to high heaven in there. I trashed that place all by myself.
Did you ever like vomit and then like as soon as you get like you're totally sick and as soon as you get done you're like, "I think I'm gonna go get something to eat."
Yeah,
you feel better all of a sudden. You're like, "Oh, stomach's empty now. I got to go get something to eat."
that reminded me of one. I was in the metro parks. You know, you go on a nice big family picnic. You know, and you have to go. You know, so the only place to go is in horrible ass bathrooms you got down there. So you go in there. And I only had to pee, thank God. I went in there one bathroom, I opened up the thing, and it's just a hole in the ground. Hole in the ground is like, what, like 5-6 feet deep at least? Well, there was shit piled all the way above the fucking toilet rim. Somebody stood up and shit above the fucking toilet. I mean, it was high. I mean, I'm like, oh my fucking God.
One time in the steel mill, the toilet froze over. Like the water in the toilet froze, and someone dropped a douche right on the ice. There was like no running water whatsoever. They were like, "Whatever, I got to poop." Pop right on top of it.
I mean, if you got to really poop really bad, what are you gonna do? You know, I've been in situations where like the toilet doesn't flush and stuff, like in my own house and stuff, and I'm like, "What? You know, I gotta poo. It's the only toilet I have. You know, so fuck it.
Right.
You know, figure it out later. You know, and what? It's crazy, but you know, what am I gonna do? Just go outside, fucking shit in the fucking snow or something? Maybe, I don't know. Fucking, you gotta, you know. I remember when I was living at Dan's house and the fucking septic tank overflowed. So
remember that picture
that
fucking kept showing Dan and that goddamn
Dan's vomit
shit in the toilet.
Yeah, Dan
was cracking. Fucking
Osborne would laugh. Yeah, that was Dan's shit in the toilet or something. Yeah,
he had to clean it or something. He was like, "That's the greatest shit ever."
Oh my God!
Got a Polaroid of it. Yeah.
And imagine you're the part, dude, because you'd have to develop that shit back then, man. You know, it's like, fuck, dude.
Probably checking it for color coordination. Okay, well, that's it for the show. I hope we didn't gross too many people.
I think we did well.
I think it was kind of a weird topic, but it was a user-requested topic, so we did it. And hopefully, we're going to do the military show in 2 weeks. Next week is video game news. Hopefully, everybody shows up for the fucking show, and then 2 weeks we'll do the military show April 18th. And Anderson and Cease, you guys have the night off on the 18th.
Right.
Anybody got any shout-outs or anything? Stay tuned for Cleveland Sports Radio. We're going to do a Don and Don. Let's see, it's 9:50. We'll start sports at 10:05. So you guys are going to have 15 minutes for Don and Don.
Sort of.
We don't have
I'd call a family and say Happy Easter.
We don't have an outro, so that's it from Midwest Wasteland. To find out how to get this show and all the other shows, go to videogamenews.com. The first post on the front page will tell you how to get this show, Midwest Wasteland, as well as all the other shows we do. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Eight.
Peace.